If you were to come to the cross on the day Jesus died, what you would see is a man who was, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but he had no place to lay his head. He did not dress in priestly garments prior to the cross. He was a carpenter's son. And on the cross, you would see blood coming down his face. You would see a face that's disfigured. That's why the people on the road to Emmaus did not recognize him, beaten by the fist of seasoned warriors. His back would be pouring down blood. His feet would be filled with blood. His hands, blood pouring out of them. His side, blood. A body disfigured and blood everywhere. And you would see him on the cross, you would say, defeated. You see, like the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they said, look at him. People mocked him, saying, oh, you know what, he could have done all these miracles. Why don't you just get himself down from the cross if he's all of that? You would have heard all these people talking blasphemous things. You would see soldiers gambling over his garments. You would have seen high priests proudly walking by that they had defeated this man that is creating this ruckus and changing the word of God in their eyes. So turned the tables upside down and disrupted the crooked process they had to work money out of people. You would have seen them just, we go back to our ways now and do what we need to do. They don't understand that he wasn't defeated. It was his way of being lifted. Because the Bible would say that Jesus Christ, he was lifted. And when the resurrection time came, he was lifted. The church developed from this cross. The church came. There's 3,000, 5,000. There are people developing a mega church in Jerusalem. They didn't see that coming. They didn't see that the dead folks will get up and rise and walk around. They did not see the fact that this would empower his disciples to carry out a message of salvation. They did not see that even one of them, a Pharisee named Paul, will be preaching the gospel. They didn't see that when they thought he was defeated, he was actually in a place where he can lift. Not just from the resurrection, but the lives that he would change. The people who would come to Christ, the people who would turn their lives over to him, the Dorcases. He would see the Phoebes. He would see the people who were once tax collectors coming to know him. He would see soldiers who were once people who guarded people in prison turn their lives over to God. You would see today, they couldn't see today. We'll be saved. People all around the world would be saved. They would see people who were on drugs coming to know God, people on alcohol coming to know God. They couldn't see that. What they could see is defeated when he was lifted. You see, folks, in your life, you may feel defeated, but with Christ, all things work together for good. To them that keep his word, when things look bad, he will lift you. So that in this time, we're reminded that sometimes when we're down, we're actually up because we stay focused on the will of God like he did. Sometimes when we are low, we could find peace because we choose to grow spiritually and experience that fruit. So when life looks down, remember, with Christ, it would always become lifted.